Hey guys, welcome back to Sneezing Ninja, and today I am going to be doing a top 5 resource packs video. So I'm here in my resource slash texture pack testing world. Just going to turn the rain off quickly. And these are just going to be a selection, not necessarily my favourite, but just ones that I think deserve a bit more attention. I'll need to quickly fill in a few more mobs which seem to die whenever I log out, unfortunately, because they're not all in the same chunk. So I'll do that. Okay, so all the mobs are now in place. So let's load up the first texture pack and get right to it. So coming in at number 5 is Faithful texture pack. Now this is a slightly re-rendered and made slightly more high definition version of the default pack. So instead of 16 times, I think it is 64 times. And I just love the way this looks. The way they've changed all the textures is perfect. Just get this going. And I think this is actually how the default texture pack should have been at first. The only thing I don't particularly like are the axe and pickaxe. Pickaxe I think is a bit too thin. But the mobs are also just slightly updated, slightly made slightly more high definition. I think I just picked up a chicken egg. The wolves are angry all the time, for some reason, I'm not sure. The bedrock just looks awesome. And all the mobs are just slightly more high definition. So that's about it. You'll recognise all these blocks because they're not changed much. But with that in mind, let's get on to the next texture pack. Coming in at number 4 is the Fairycraft HD texture pack. It's a kind of photorealism texture pack, and I really like the way it looks. It's really well done. The only thing I don't like are the mobs. Mobs generally don't really work when you just kind of try to stick a photo of something onto a mob. I mean, the cow doesn't actually look too bad, and nor does the sheep. But things like the chicken is slightly odd. The wolf's actually really good. But what the thing is weird is the person. Their face is slightly off center, and it's just kind of odd. Onto the mobs, they've kind of turned the creeper into some sort of reptilian thing, I suppose, to try and make it look more realistic. I suppose that's what they kind of thought Mojang was going for. The skeleton is really good, really well done actually. If the only criticism might be that the ribs are probably slightly too thin. I'm not sure what they were really going for with the spider. They kind of turned it into a snow spider. The zombie, again, looks awesome. And so does the slime, actually. That's the zombie pigman, which is a kind of mushed up pig texture, I'm guessing. The enderman. They turned it into Slenderman, except with a different head. The cave spider looks like a kind of tropical type of spider. And the silverfish looks a bit like a kind of slug. And the blaze is gone, of course. I'll just quickly spawn in a new one. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Kind of glowing. The ghast is really creepy, I think. And the witch, let's just see if we can get a quick look at her. Hello, turn around. Well, that's her face, which is actually much less scary than the villager. And the magma cube is like kind of like the slime. I'm not entirely sure what they were really going for with the furnace, and the crafting table. It's cool. It's kind of like a blueprint. The redstone is really nice, and so is the redstone lamp. And I really like the ores, but I'm not a big fan of the actual blocks of minerals. That's meant to be the nether wart. Not entirely sure what happened there. And the lava looks really good, although it's not quite as smooth flowing as the water. The cauldron is pretty awesome, and I think it's, yeah, the water's got a kind of rippling effect. And that's the brewing stand with kind of weighing scales in each one. The tools are awesome. The swords are really good. Pickaxes, not so good because of the kind of black outline, but still good. Like the pickaxe there. So all the way down to the wood. The wood sword is a bit too sharp, I think, and the beacon is awesome as well. And that's the end portal and the nether portal, taking advantage of the 1.7, making nether portals as large as you like. So that's pretty much it for Fairycraft. It's not spelled as in fairy, it's spelled like the mystical way of spelling it. The stained clays are awesome. Each one is a kind of different kind of mosaic-y texture. So yeah, I'll just clear my inventory. And that's it for number 4. Bring you number 3. And at number 3 we have Simplecraft. This is the exact opposite of number 5, which was the default made slightly more high def. This is actually made a more low definition. It's still 16 times, but the whole look of it just makes it look slightly cleaner. This is a really good texture pack for kind of redstone builds, because all the blocks are very, very simple, as you can see here. The difference between wool on the right and stained clay on the left is very subtle. The saplings are, I think are they the same, or are they more low res? And the fire is the same. I'm not too sure about the ores. It kind of looks quite cool, but I think they should have maybe made some of them slightly different. But I like the way everything's slightly more saturated. I think all the colours are slightly brighter, and the liquids are the same, as are the tools and weapons. So that's pretty much it for number 3. Not much changes with the mobs, I don't think. So on to number 2. And at number 2 we have Gokucraft, which is a really good kind of medievally style texture pack. I'm not sure what the witch is kind of an elf type creature. The ghast is bloody terrifying, kind of like a sea kraken. All the kind of wood textures are kind of just slightly more high res versions of the original ones, as are the trees. I'll just get redstone going. I love what they've done with the crafting table, and the inventory layout is really nice, as is the pause menu. The enchanting table, I think they could have made it slightly more colourful, but I love the kind of glowing pattern, although it looks slightly more futuristic rather than medieval. One thing I've neglected to show you in the other texture packs, mainly because most of the others didn't really change much, is the armour. So I think I'm just going to quickly show you the different types of armour. So that's the leather armour. I'll just quickly clear my inventory. And then we've got gold, which again is awesome. Then we have the chain armour. So I'm just messing about with the camera angles, which is kind of like, it looks just like chainmail, kind of like a knight's, medieval knight's armour, which again is just pretty cool. Then there's iron here. Whoops, just gave myself a second set. Which is, I'm not sure about the contrast with the blue. I think it's slightly too high contrast blue, but Who am I to complain? And last but not least, we've got diamond, which again it's kind of just iron with diamonds placed into it, which I guess is slightly more realistic than solid diamond. The anvil I kind of like. Not entirely sure what the practical use of gold tips is. And all the mobs look just awesome. The creeper is it's kind of like mutated with a weird eye. The skeleton is brilliant. And so is the spider. So with that, I think it's time to move on to what I think, in my opinion, is number 1. And at number 1, it's an old favourite. What else could it be? It's John Smith. This texture pack is so widely acclaimed that almost every top 5 texture pack has this at the top. Just everything, the way everything looks is just perfect. I'd say the style is medieval, but not too kind of based on actual events. The diamond axe is just awesome, and the tools kind of look slightly more realistic, as in, like, the wooden pickaxe has to be bound with string, as does the iron, as does the stone, but the better tools just mould to the angles. I don't think this texture pack is only for 1.6.4, so it doesn't have horses enabled. The ghast is terrifying. The end portal, I'm not sure why they chose to make the ender eyes orange. I think green was fine, but I suppose it's his choice. This is not the original John Smith, as it was discontinued. This is John Smith Legacy. These are all the different trees, and the armour in John Smith is pretty awesome. So I'll just quickly show you this. So this is the leather. Actually fairly similar to Gokucraft's leather armour in principle. But I'll just show you the gold. The gold, iron and diamond and chain are all the same, so there's actually no sense in showing you all of those. But that actually just about brings us to the end of the texture pack review. I've just got time for one more honourable mention. And of course it's Sfax Pure BD Craft. I mean, I just love this texture pack. I use it in nearly all my videos, and the reason it didn't make my top 5 list is that I kind of wanted this to be a series on slightly less known texture packs, and this is just so widely known I didn't think there was really any point in putting it in my top 5. But if it was actually my top 5 of favourites, this would definitely come at the top. This is the 128-bit version. I love the cartoony look of everything. Everything just fits so well into the environment. All the blocks work together. There's no distinction between dark oak and oak leaves. Just a random fact there. And all the mobs just look awesome. So yeah, that brings us to the end of my top 5 resource packs video. I hope you enjoyed. Download links for all these resource packs will be down in the description. So please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.